the raw power of light. This is a process that is going to enable you to use your own vision as a scientific investigation device, all right? You are becoming the experiment. This is what it's like when the light hits your eyes and you have this lens fluid secreted over your vision. When it hits your eyes, it causes this concentric ring waveform pattern, all right? The ancients were very in tune with this, as the instrument of the body was all they really had to tune into with nature. They understood the inner workings and the processes much better than we give them credit for. This process ultimately came out from when I was a little kid. This is the first thing that made me inquisitive on light and the inner structure of our eye and what is really going on with light in our vision. So in this process, I plan on teaching you the simple, all right? It's super simple, but understanding it is very complex. This process is all about tilting your head back during sunrise or sunset at a specific angle just to where the light comes in through your eye right near your tear duct. And when you open your eye just a little bit and let that fluid secrete over your lens, it causes this reaction with light and its waveform pattern, all right? You're going to see these concentric rings right here. Do this around sunrise or sunset and play around with it, all right? You will learn the waveform spectrum of light and the importance of understanding it. This is what it looks like when you see it refracted back in your vision. You see all these concentric rings looking back at you like little eyes. Not only that, you eventually see those concentric rings in the light. It's like holography, all right? Your eyes are literally waveform, waveguide capturing devices that are capable of amazing things. And when you do these simple exercises, you can see what the ancients were in tune with, all right? The petroglyphs around the world, there's a lot more meaning to them than just the solstice and equinox markers. To me, they are more than solstice and equinox markers. They are representations of this life force energy and the holographic light matrix that we are created from. And all of matter is basically condensed light. So when you start to understand this stuff and look at light a little bit different and see that this is not just floaters, that you're seeing the inner structure of the eye, but also when this film goes across your eye, it causes a reflection of the holographic light, especially when you create two little molecular lenses across your eye. These lenses cause a spectrum pattern of light in these concentric rings, but also when they cross, they form the Vesca Pisces, and you will see these lattice structures of light, a quasi crystalline formation pattern, it seems, connected. And when you're able to differ between the cells and the lattice structure of light and its holographic nature, it comes from your ability to move your head around a little bit, and you'll notice what is in your eye and the light that is reflected back into your vision. Now you can see this matrix waveform structure of light that is different from the floaters in your eye because it is due to the Newton rings phenomena that occurs. When I first learned how to do this, I was staring at street lights and any light I could as a kid. But when you stare at the sunset and look at the visual light spectrum, it has super powerful effects at letting you see the quasi-crystalline lattice structure of light. It appears literally in a holographic image. And I highly recommend doing it only around sunrise or sunset due to the red light of the sun's rays and the way you can capture the light ray by tilting your head to the left or right, depending on which eye you're doing it out of, so you are having the light hitting near your tear duct gland. This allows the fluid to secrete over the lens of your eye and create a meta lens, a nano lens that is literally becoming the prism, the Newton prism of light, to allow you to see this inner light matrix. Like I said, it's a very easy process, and just by learning how to do these simple techniques, you can learn to understand the complex processes of light in our body and the holographic light matrix that we are all connected to. By tilting your head at sunrise or sunset, left or right, and slightly back a little to where the light's penetrating towards your tear duct gland, as I said, and you barely open your eye, just causing the fluid to slowly secrete across your eye, it allows these lenses to form. And sometimes you'll notice there'll be two of them and they'll cross. And when they intersect at the Vesica Pisces area, the light patterns are sometimes the most beautiful. It's literally like a photoelectric effect you're seeing as the light hits the cornea and the meta lens. You are literally seeing your body's ability to create a meta lens, a nanotechnology from your tear duct that is able to split light into a beautiful waveform spectrum. And you're going to see the colored waveform in the rainbows, the concentric rings, but you're going to notice the holographic concentric rings in the lattice structure of light appear. The more you're able to relax your eye and play around with moving your head and opening your eye at a slow pace to let the meta lens, the tear duct fluid, secrete across your eye, you allow this light to be reflected and refracted through your cornea, into your inner eye, and into your vision. So you're either seeing the red blood cells, the cells of your cornea, the inner eye, and then you're also seeing the holographic waveform of light. And this is how the lenses that secrete over your eyes appear on the edges, all right? There'll be clear translucent lenses, but with gold shining light or rainbow colors like the rainbow spectrum. And the concentric rings will have a variety of types, but you will notice the multiple rainbow colors with each ring. You'll notice the ones that are just plain black and white. You will notice the inner eye structures from either the red blood cells or the cornea, and the difference between the floaters, the inner eye being reflected into your vision from your small cellular processes, and you'll notice the light matrix that appears in this beautiful concentric ring pattern. You'll notice it's been shown everywhere. Everywhere you'll see these concentric rings. From music to ancient past, you will notice that humans have done this before, and that we are the technology. We are the instruments of this universe. The most complex thing in the universe that we know of sits 6 inches in between your ears. We have to learn to use it for ourselves. And I promise you, doing this simple technique will open your eyes up to a whole new macroscopic, microscopic world. And when you start to understand that you are light, that everything is connected to photons, light, all the stars and plasma of the universe, you start to understand the creative design and what it really means to be human. Go out at sunrise or sunset when the energy shift is the strongest during the geomagnetic fields, and connect out in nature. Get out of the city, but you can do this wherever. You can study, like I said, from any ray of light coming from you, but I highly recommend doing it from the sun's visual light at sunrise or sunset due to its powerful energetic effects. I hope you try this out. If you have any questions, ask me. I'm going to have some more uploads on 2 other light meditations that I've talked about before, but I'm going to go in further detail. Have a good one.